Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming again to Deb Chanel 48's World, where we go and talk about informative discussion topics and or do reviews. Today, I'm going to be doing a review on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 8, Episode 12, and it's titled Beauty and the Beat. And basically, I guess they're talking about natural beauty and getting really dolled up with makeup being the beat part. So the episodes go along as this. Todd and Candy are looking at baby stuff, and Candy looks real good to be pregnant. I don't know how she looked at when she carried her first child, which was what's her name? Let's
Riley.
thank you. I'm taping at 3:58 in the morning, so kind of forgetting some of the characters. So please forgive me. But yeah, Miss Riley. It's been I think she said 13 years ago. So she's kind of pretty much depending on some of her instinct, which a mother's instinct never goes away completely. Just like getting on a bicycle. You haven't ridden a bicycle in a while. You know, once you get up on there, get it straddled real good, get your balance, you know you can pedal, and everything should come back to normal. But if you should fall for some reason, you know how to get back up and try again. Just dust yourself off and try again. You can make it up and try again, try again. Ooh, that's a Leah. Okay. Anyway, Todd comes in. He's looking kind of haggard. His hat's sitting to one side, and he's kind of drilling Ken about what she's doing. He didn't want his baby's nursery to look like, going to school, all this played out. Like, what do you really know about a nursery and played out? He didn't raise his first child, and he didn't help raise Miss Riley. So I'm just trying to figure out where he's gotten all these experiences, being a father from birth on up. So he needs to sit himself down and stop drinking and coming in late, as it's stated in some ways of how Candy has let us know through her confessionals, or through just casual conversations she's having with the women on the show. But basically, she did say in some of her segments that you're coming in late every night, which I'm like, if he's not in LA working and making and grinding for that paper, then why is he coming in during the week time, when it seems like you all's office that you're cohabitating out of, or sharing the building, by letting him have some office space in your area that you've had, for so many years. It seems like it's a 9 to 5 thing. So what is he doing coming in? Is he at the strip club, or he's making some deals that are done only at night, to help you with your career and other endeavors that you may be partaking on, different other projects that maybe Don Juan is not familiar with. But I don't understand, and until you enlighten me, I'm just gonna look at, he just being out there being a hoe or something. That's just my perspective. I'm making my opinion. It's my channel, so we're gonna flow like that until you show me something different. So, he just seems like he ain't gonna be tied down, and he ain't gonna have no leash around him, and he just come and go as he pleases. Which I'm like, if you're fine with it, I love it. It ain't my deed to ponder over or lose sleep. So you know how your man roll. Um, but like I said, he did kind of look kind of haggard, kind of drunk, looking like he's having a hangover or something. He's telling you, when you're the breadwinner, it seems like what he ain't gonna have, what he don't want, what his you don't want his child exposed to, and all of this. And I'm like, come back later when I really could care less, could care about what you're talking about. Because right now I could care less. Don't want to hear your voice. It's kind of aggravating. Just go back to bed or something. Don't you got your 5 minutes of airtime. Keep it moving. Um, Then the next clip goes into Kim is introducing us to her stylist and her friend, and she's telling her friend about what she's trying to plan for the girls, or her newfound circle of friends, or televised friends on the show. And she titles her little brunch she's trying to throw for them to kind of break the ice and get to know them on a little more personal basis. She's calling it the Beatless Brunch, and that whole idea comes about where she's just trying to make everybody feel beautiful within their skin that they're in without makeup. You know, maybe a little facial cleanser, toning, um, applications, to make your face not appear to be dry and dull. Something very simple and light that kind of makes you look natural. If you don't have those natural attributes already, some people wear makeup because they have to wear makeup because that's all they've ever worn was makeup. And when you try to take them and have them go natural, they do look kind of zombified, or if that's a word, but zombie-ish, and it's not a pretty sight. And then some people are not happy or confident in just their regular skin tones because a lot of people have blemishes, um, dark circles on their eyes. I have the little panda bear little thing in my eyes too. I think it comes from some of my health issues. Uh, so I could identify with that, but I'm not a makeup wearer. I love my lipstick, and I've tried some times with eyeshadow and all like that. But I play so much with my face, and I just like just a clean face. If you see me with makeup, it's because if it's a special event I'm going to, and I want to look a little bit extra pretty or whatnot, and that's when I kind of get myself into makeup. Other than that, it's just a clean face. I try to moisturize it because I do tend to have dry skin, and I wear lipstick. Um, and that's pretty much it. So I can understand where Kim was coming from because in their line of work, they've always in front of the cameras, and they've always, having meetings they have to go to, whether it's lunch, breakfast, or dinner meetings where they're discussing business, or they're meeting, clients, potential clients if they're having their own on the side business adventures. And just with them being in the limelight, they have to be like camera ready in a sense because people always wanted to meet them, greet with them, and they want to take pictures. And everybody don't want to take a bad photo, though it does happen sometimes. But if they can possibly not have that happen, they want their best look to be put forward. So a lot of them are feeling apprehensive about showing the world what they really look like without their makeup. So Kim was trying to let them have a moment where they could share their own imperfections in their little circle, and they'd be okay with it. And if someone was feeling low self esteem about not showing them that side, then I guess them as a team could help that person and motivate them and encourage them to be, more in tune with their looks as they are than trying to cover them up. But that's a bit much, and you can't um, tell someone to not do something that they're not comfortable with doing just because you feel they could do better or you feel they look more beautiful without makeup. That's just something you just cannot do, not with grown people. So, but I understood the ideal and the concept she was trying to relate them to and with. So it I wouldn't say it was an epic fail, but it seems like nobody paid attention to her because they were vain and they couldn't pull it off. The only person that did that successfully was Sheree Whitfield. And I think she just has a natural beauty about herself. She wears makeup not that thick or put on that thick. It's very like a light sheer whenever she does wear makeup, unless she's, trying to do something different or somebody's doing something different for her that they feel she could rock. But usually you see her with light makeup and it's true to form of her real uh, complexion and what she's want to present to people of how she really looks. So kudos to her. And Kim didn't really Kim feels as her natural self or any part she played on different movies or sitcom shows. She really wasn't that heavy with the makeup either. Very lightweight makeup she was using, so I could understand. And most of her cast members as well didn't wear that much makeup, so I could see where she's coming from. Natural beauty eludes beauty, so nice concept, but on the women that you happen to be dealing with on this show, Kim, they're very vain women. They like their makeup, and there's too much. You can't do too much about that. I would even try. It's a nice gesture, but keep it moving, because you only get your feelings hurt. Mm, then, she wanted her stylist to kind of set her up with what she felt she would need for the whole beatless brunch event. What type of food she might want to invest in, what type of decorations she might want to, have for her guests, therefore and thereon. So, when it did take place and everybody actually came, it was very nice and something they can think about, in their spare time, that how nice she was. And I would gather to think, would anyone send her a thank you gift? It seemed like Portia brought something by entering her house for the first time as a housewarming gift, and I thought that was nice. They didn't really, speak about it, but I took it that that was just a housewarming gift, and that was nice of her. So kudos, Portia. And then the next scene goes into talking or showing Phaedra and Aiden preparing to make a birthday card for Apollo. And, he seems to be well in tune of where his father is. And it seems like he may have some communication with him on an ongoing basis, because when he talks about him when they're filming with him and his mom, Phaedra, he's so excited, and he seems like he's very well adjusted, and he knows who his daddy is, and he loves talking with him via cell phone or Skyping, from which phases say, or just making little cards for him and sending them to the jailhouse. So I think she's kind of piss poor on the part where she's talking about she needs him to move to a more family centered, friendlier prison system, which is nothing's. I don't know what's wrong with that chick, because no prison system is friendly. They don't want to be there, and the cops don't want to be there. Parole officers watching they behind. So he did the crime. You got to do the time, and you need to woman up and take those kids down there, for some father time, because they do need them. And as he grows older, he may become more resentful. And some of that is going to be stemmed at you, because, with y'all having all these resources and transportation, there's no reason why you couldn't let, even if you didn't want to go, you could have had Bun take them, Apollo's best friend, or you could have Peter or Todd, take them. They're responsible young men. They could do that, for you if you didn't want to waste your time and driving them out there. So that's something you should think about, Alpha. Um, but like I said, Aiden seems very well adjusted, and he's very well excited about making his father a birthday card, and I thought that was sweet. At least she's thinking of him in some way. Next time it talks about Kim Fields asking the girls, to come to the brunch. It's all set up, and she sent them a voicemail, a personal voicemail greeting them, telling them, what the brunch is all about, and, having them, participate and follow the rules, so it won't be no big, deal. But of course, Portia came with her full makeup ensemble on, but she could have did her due diligence and went in, the bathroom and just wiped it all off her face, and came like Kim had instructed them to come. Candy had some light makeup on. She was just concerned about the parent to bear eyes, like I like to call mine sometimes, with the darkness that's up underneath the eye area. But she had her vainness too. She didn't want nobody to see those type of flaws of hers, facial flaws, except for her husband and her family. And she has that right, so be it. Kenya just wasn't on nobody's time frame or um instruction on what she was gonna do far as when it came to how she was gonna prepare her look for that day. She was gonna be all made up and she didn't give a shit. So, it is what it is. She don't follow directions real well anyway. Bless her heart. Um Cynthia, you weren't gonna really give her the change. She likes her makeup as well. She's a model. What can I say after that? I think that was pretty much it. Sheree, like I said, she came true to form. She adhered to what was being told of her to do. She followed the rules and regulations, and it was a beautiful thing. Then you had a scene where Candy and Carmen were actually having a conversation about the nanny, and the nanny was supposed to be coming out that day, teaching them how to swaddle a baby as well as perform certain acts like the bathing part, the right not ingredients, but the right supplements to use on the baby when it comes to drying the baby out. What creams to use to prevent diaper rash. The questions about the baby powder and all that. Candy just act like she was just stupid as crap. And I'm like, the girl, Riley's just 13, and then you have the good old girls gang, that know about birthing and bathing babies and feeding them and stuff, and you're gonna hire some nanny to come out and tell you how to perform certain acts with your child. I mean, really, Candy? I mean, where they do that at and why? Because they need to stop that practice. You need to stop acting stupid, spending all this foolish money, throwing it away because you feel like you don't know what you're doing. I mean, it's just parenting 101. But anyway, maybe some of your brain cells got taken away as were preparing for deliverance of your baby. Because I know they take a part of your body too and your supplements, and maybe you would just. But then again, your mama was there. I'm like, well, what mama doing? What your aunt's doing? I mean, come on. Uh, and your cousins. I mean, you could have paid them for that extra tip or whatnot. But like I said, it's your money. Do what you want to do. I'm just here on the tube, just critiquing my perspective on the issue. Which I'm like, you could have had that coin in your pocket and could have dropped it in Riley's college fund or surprise Riley with some extravagant gift like you've been doing. I could see that a little bit more than the money you were wasting on um, excuse me, having someone come out to dictate to you how to prepare for your child. This wasn't necessary in my book. Let's see. And then Todd was just trying to figure out what y'all was talking about, and then Carmen went on to say, y'all really talking about a nanny, and Todd was talking about he wasn't gonna have no male nanny, no way, no how, not in his house. And, I'm like, okay, first, what did you pay? What have you paid for, honey? She had the house before you. She can take care of that baby without you. You don't have a job right now. You living off of her. I mean, you pretty much done demasculated yourself, and I'm like, ugh, go sit in a corner somewhere and get sober, cause you really looked at haggard, you really looked at tired, and then you got your child on Candy, which is her stepdaughter, which I'm sure she don't treat her like a stepdaughter. She treat her like if it was her own daughter, but excuse me, you just doing too much. You really are. I mean, I really wish you wouldn't be filming in so many scenes unless it was like you were taking your wife out to dinner or you were having one of those romantic moments with her. Other than that, I'm just like you, Peter, Chris. All y'all need to just sit down somewhere. And then they don't about poke red bag. Oh, gee. But he know his place. He just sit in the corner. He sit in the cut somewhere. He sits, if he's needed, you call him. Other than that, he's sipping on a beer or some wine or some cognac vodka. I don't know. He know what his place is. He ain't got time for all that. He ain't got time. He go OG. Act like an OG Todd. And Chris, please. And Peter. And we know you old Peter. You should already been acting like a G, but anyway. I guess you want a cigar. They should have cigars instead of the peaches for the men's, but I don't know. Maybe they thought y'all were kind of boring, and that's why they never gave y'all a Housewives or Man Wives of Atlanta show. Who knows? I don't know. Because you probably took over that show too, Peter. I don't know. Oh well, but anyway, okay, like I said, Margaret, from whatever baby agency she got to come out and teach Todd, and Candy about the new ways of bringing their baby home, how to prepare for the baby, how to treat the baby, and all these different elements of the baby, of what they need to familiarize themselves with. And she's there to charge them mega money, and they need to take her expertise and run with it. If they have any questions, they need to ask her because she's going to get paid either way because y'all brought her out there. Home service, I know. That's real curb service, so I know y'all paying for that out the bazooka. But anyway, her name was Margaret, and she was very friendly. Um, she was just, showing you ways of how to swaddle your baby or make your baby feel like they're in the womb and they're safe and comfortable, even though they're outside of the womb, but just to have those techniques down pat where it can be assumed that they're still in the womb, however you swaddle them. Then she was showing, or Todd was actually showing her how to change the baby's diaper. Um, which, like I said, I don't know why the old lady gang couldn't hook that up for you and you pay them $10 or $20 a piece and say thank you. Can I put y'all on the list of who's gonna help me when it's time for you to take your little break, because once you get the baby out and the baby, hopefully the baby's not colicky, baby gets on a real good schedule and sleeps during the night, because you're gonna need it, child. You're gonna need it. And oh, it's kind of off topic, but I kind of noticed how in some of Candy's scenes she was throwing up the little Baphomet sign. I don't like to do it, but because I ain't trying to throw no hexes on nobody or whatever, but I didn't like that too much. I'm like, come on, babe, come on, you know. But anyway, we went on to another little clip when Cynthia was meeting with her team and they were going over certain aspects of her eyewear and where she was headed with that, and have she gotten everything squared away of who's going to be producing and directing her video, that she wanted to add on as an extension to her eyewear as far as promotion ideals. And she was just headstrong on saying she wanted to do a commercial, and she wanted Kim Fields' involvement as well as Kenya's Moore's. So we know how that kind of took off. Personalities clashed and all this, that, and that. So then we went to Phaedra's section where she went back and talked with the little lady she had wanted or is going to be representing her in her divorce case. And they were just talking over little bits and pieces of, how she felt about taking the kids up to Kentucky, so they could see their father and all this, that, and the other. And she was like, being so over dramatized about, she didn't ask for Apollo to be there. She didn't ask for this and that and all this kind of crap. And she just wanted to make sure that she consulted with all the right people to make sure that's a proper forum for them to be a part of at this time because of their age and things that they shouldn't be exposed to because of their age. But Paige was talking a bunch of shit, pretty much. She just didn't want to be in that position. She didn't want to take him there. She was going to make Apollo pay by not seeing his kids because she didn't have no intentions of letting anyone take them, and she didn't want to take them, and this, that, and the other. But To make a long story short, she went back there because she said she's wanting to get a divorce. He wants a divorce. I don't think they're ever going to get a divorce. 1 year's already passed. We're going into the second year. Before you know it, Paula will be out of jail. And she'll be back with him in heavenly matrimony and all this. I just don't think I think that's just a scene she was just trying to partake of, because nobody maybe wanted to tape with her or whatever, and she had to get her coin on the show. So I think that's just built in manufactured. Did you want to say anything? Or you just do? Okay. Um. Then we went on to see. Well, yeah, they would. She was telling the, what do you call it? Her lawyer that she had spoken with some psychiatrists and counselors and psychologists, and they felt, it's all in the best interest of her children, and da da dee da da da, all that good stuff. And we know that's just something, Phaedra's kind of manufacturing in, and it's more so what pleases Phaedra at this time. And right now, we don't want to talk about her anymore. We don't want to give her any more of our time right now. So, and then we phase back to Portia and her stylist, making her up for another. Well, I think it's a new day, but she's getting made up to um, start her day with Dish Nation and all of that stuff she does as far as to be employed with them. Um, some lady, I don't forgot who it was. Maybe it is one of her assistants that gives her daily duties or what she's going to be talking about, and she's giving her the itinerary of how the show is going to go for that particular day, and just look at everything. And she was congratulating her on how far she's come with the team, and that they plan on giving her a little bit more responsibilities in her job role. Da 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 da. I think it's more so for her to just sit up there look pretty. And if she want to say something stupid, they're right on her to do it. And, you know, pretty much she's just playing a stupid, dumb role that they couldn't get Claudia to do. So they just said, fine, we'll just deal with, crazy ass Portia. And we just roll with it. And, like I said, she's been one of those we like to call the Caucasians a dumb blonde. She's been a dumb black Barbie, if you could say it like that. Uh, yeah, well, okay, and then the next session phase into on Kim Fields where she um does the finalization of her uh, party she's hosting for the girls to come over and partake of. The caterers have set up everything and made everything look very pretty and presentable to her guests. And they were pretty much, ready for her guests to arrive so they could serve them and pretty much get on with the event. And Kim came down and was supervising over them, making sure everything was fine, and she gave them the final approval that she approves of everything. She thanked them for their services and their time, and she kind of removed herself from the situation. Said she was going upstairs to get dressed, and it is what it is. So after that, basically all the guests started to arrive, one by one, and they were showing on different aspects of Candy going to pick up Kenya, and Kenya's making all these nonsense shots, punk shots at Kim before she even gets to the lady's residence, and it's going to be eating her food and mingling and mixing with them, and she's basically just tearing the girl down before she even get there. And I think Kenya is pretty much on a little pout box, soap box, where she feels, everybody's just, not paying attention to her. She's not being the center of attention, and everybody's pretty much looking at Kim over her, and she's just got her feelings hurt. So she needs to come out of that. It's not a good look. We don't tune in for this side of Kenya. We tune in for Kenya's smart mouth and trying to start up some drama so we can have some type of entertainment. But right now, Kenya's acting just like a bratty child, and whining about this, that, and the other, trying to deflect everything that she's doing negative to project it on Kim. Like, she's doing this, she's trying to make us seem like we this way, just at throwing everything out the kitchen sink at her, and Kim is, dealing with it, how Justin J said, smoothly and professionally. The girl does have, I feel she has a good heart, and she has a spiritual being in her that she, has some discernment when, a person don't care for her, don't like her, but, she don't give them anything back, uh, as rude as Kenya's been throwing stuff out at her. And she should take that in consideration, that she's not dealing with a Portia type of individual. She's dealing with a smart, educated woman, and that has been in the business a little longer than her, and does have, writing experience, producing experience, directing experience, a lot more clock time on paper than Kenya has. And Kenya just don't seem to understand that, or refuse to understand that, because Kenya is an educated, beautiful black woman as well, but it just seems like she don't like competition, especially stiff competition that's not like a fly by night type of scenario, individual such as Portia. And she don't know how to deal with it. So I'm hoping Kenya returns back to her old self. Get people straight when they need to get straight. Bring us entertainment when we need to be entertained. But all this little petty stuff that she got going on, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, please sit down or put yourself in the closet. And when you feel like you want to return back to your old natural self that we enjoy, please do so. But right now, put yourself in the closet and shut the lights out. Okay? The last scene we talking about is Cynthia and Kim at the breakfast table. Before they left the brunch, they had a little scene outside where they were trying to incorporate a day and time where they can talk and pitch some commercial ideas for Cynthia's eyewear for her commercial that was pending, and they were going to be shooting in Jamaica. And you know, and it was somewhat Kenya's ideal as well. And everybody agreed to, they will meet on that certain date, pitch their ideas, and the best person would win that opportunity to direct as well as produce the upcoming commercial for her eyewear, Cynthia's eyewear. Um, but lo and behold, once Cynthia did set up the date for both of them to arrive at a nice little cozy breakfast nook, to pitch their ideas to her about the eyewear commercial. You know, Kim was on point. She was there with all her materials, all her demonstrations, and like I said, she's a very professional woman when it's time to do business. However, Kenya, if it wasn't for Cynthia calling to inquire where she was and why was she late, she just probably would have never showed up. However, Cynthia did her due diligence. She do have some professionalism about herself. She called just to see, what was keeping her, what was detaining her from being at this meeting. However, to her shock, Kenya wasn't coming. Kenya had got herself stuck on this young man who is very nicely built and, is really into her, but he does have other constructional type skills. So she called herself, she's gonna do romance instead of finance, and thinking that her friend should understand it. But business is business and friendship is friendship. And Kenya took both of those aspects for granted. And that's pretty much where everything left off at. Cynthia started acting crazy, talking about, well, since Kenya didn't show up, is it still a possibility that you all two can coincide with one another and work together? And I would have been just like him. No, ma'am, we cannot work together. I'm a professional. She is not. You know, she likes to entertain a lot of foolishness. I do not. No, it's not a good fit. You're gonna have to choose whether or not you want me. I don't co-direct. I don't co-produce. I'm a solo act, and I want my coins, accordingly. So, like I said, Cynthia was just acting like she was just new out the box. She's asking the girl what should she do. I mean, I'm like, boo, this is your project. You own everything. You pick and choose who you want to produce a product for you. Do you not know who you are and what your responsibility is as the person seeking out help to make this dream of come to fruition? I'm like, have Cynthia Bailey been cloned? I'm confused. Is she a robot? Is she thinking? I'm like, oh, what it means to use all of your brain waves, your thoughts. Ooh. When she said that, I was just like, sit down and shut the front door because this woman need to be told. She need to be told off because it's like you're older than Kim Fields. Yes, Kim Fields has a lot more experience when it comes to the behind the scenes of making a show come together or a product come to life. But the dumbness that came out your mouth was like, I cannot believe she just said that. I'm like, who is in charge? Who is paying the money out? Who is in need of services? But you're supposed to be the woman. You're supposed to be the businesswoman. You're supposed to be making and shaking, grinding, making moves come to fruition. Common sense is a good thing to have, as well as academic or academia sense. They both go a long ways, and mm, that was a thought moment, a THOT. How to say it? A thought moment. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed my review. I had to give it from my perspective, and only my perspective I can give. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing another review real soon. Other than that, my gifts, be blessed. Always stay encouraged, and think happy thoughts. Good night.